In the city of Ozark, Missouri, lies Smallin Civil War Cave. This cave was the first documented cave in the Ozarks. It was also one of the first show caves in the area as well, after Joseph Bulger bought the cave in the 1950s and changed the name to Civil War Cave and Museum. Tours of the cave offer a unique experience including history, folklore, and geology of the cave and the surrounding Ozark Hills. A tour of the cave will start from the gift shop where replica artifacts from and nearby the cave can be seen and bought. There are also books, posters, stones, and other merchandise. There are plenty of opportunities to ask questions of all kinds relating to the cave's history, Civil War history, and information on the surrounding Ozarks while on the tour or in the gift shop.
The cave stands 55 feet tall by 100 feet wide at its entrance, one of the largest cave entrances in the world. While Joseph was prepping the cave to be a tourist attraction, he paved a main walkway in the cave out of concrete. This main channel of the cave has been mapped up to a mile, but the actual distance of the cave remains unknown.
Henry Rowe Schoolcraft was a popular and important explorer in America. Schoolcraft wrote detailed logs about the cave in his journal in 1818. He called the cave Winoka, an Osage word meaning underground spirit. At one point in time, the Osage Indians inhabited the area. The Osage mined chert deep inside the cave. Chert is a silica-based rock that is sharp and was ideal to use as weapons for the Osage warriors. Traces of native mining stops where sunlight stops, lighting the passageway. Sunlight reaches as far as 250 feet back into the cave. Outside of the cave sits a 230-year-old black walnut tree. It is believed that the Osage people bent tree saplings, like this one, to use as a marker to point to other cave openings. They also left markings in the cave to keep a calendar of the solstices. This kind of information on a natural site is pretty unusual. This tree is an example of the Osage effect on the area. This tree, along with others like it, were landmarks for the natives of this area so they could find bigger landmarks, such as caves, rivers, and villages.
It is thought that some people of the Cherokee tribe also used the cave, possibly during the Trail of Tears, a time where close to 16,000 Cherokee Indians were forced to move from their homes to the west. The extraordinary story of Silas Stacy goes to somewhat validate this. The migration towards Native American land started when Silas was 10. During the move, he and his parents left the others and lived in the cave until he was of voting age. He became a Union soldier during the Civil War and later was trained as a surgeon. Smallin Cave was cited by some major publications. These included National Geographic in 1923 and the Ecological Society of America in 1948.
Ozark was the central city of the Union Army in the Civil War because Camp Brown was located just 1.5 miles away. The soldiers could have easily traveled this far to take a break from the war in a sense. Many people believe that the cave was utilized for war-related uses, including munitions storage. The Battle of Wilson's Creek was fought just 10 miles west of the cave and was one of the most bitter battles of the war. This particular battle delayed rebel forces and Missouri was saved for the Union. The owners of the cave strongly believe that the Union Army would not have used the cave as munition storage because the cave is very wet. It has a river-like flow running through it and would damage most, if not all, of the weapons. In addition, it would have been difficult to maneuver up and down the surrounding hills through trees and rocks to gain access to the cave.
Since the cave is rain-dependent, the area supports an abundance of ferns. Wildlife in the cave and surrounding areas is pretty abundant as well. The cave's wildlife include mink, foxes, raccoons, blind salamanders, and the rare blind, bristly white crayfish. The crayfish of the cave have been studied since 1898, as they are profound species. The present-day owners of the cave say that the cave may have been used as an R&R spot to give Union soldiers a break in the cool, wet safety of the cave.
The cave went through quite a few different people. Decades after the Native Americans, the Smallin family homesteaded the area. This is where the official name of the cave derives from. Churches, schools, and local families have all used the cave for different things, such as a clay supply for pottery, a food cellar, a laundromat, and a cool place to get together. The current owners of the cave are Kevin and Moneta Bright, who purchased the cave in 2009 and reopened it to the public's use. The Smallin Civil War Cave is a great source of information about the Ozarks and the important events that have occurred in our own backyard.